Welcome back to another Bolt tutorial. In today's video, you're going to learn how to create your very own calendar booking tool. This will enable you to set your availability, pulling your availability from your existing Google Calendar, and then allow others to click on your meeting links and book a time with you. You'll build an incredibly convenient meeting organization tool in just a handful of prompts. So let's dive in. So here's our prompt. Let's build a simple calendar scheduling app similar to Calendly, where meeting hosts should be able to share a URL showing their availability and participants should be able to book meetings. We've got the agent in max mode, we'll put it into plan, and we'll also paste our design.md file. Now, if you want to learn more about this process, you can look at the video attached above, or if you want to take your design system to an entirely new level, you can join a Teams plan and use our Bolt design system, also video attached above. Now let's create our plan. The plan all looks good and the agent's asking us some clarifying questions. Should the participants receive an email? I said, not yet, but do create a link to add this event to their calendar. Also, it's asking, do the hosts need time zone handling? So I've gone ahead and said yes. And third, should the host be able to reschedule bookings? Again, I've also said yes. This is a great example of why we like to use plan mode. It will ask us some clarifying questions which we may not have addressed in our initial prompt. So let's now take it off plan mode and build. The first prompt is complete and it's created our user authentication. So let's try signing up. Notice it's asking us for a booking link name. So I've added that too, and create account. Just getting a loading spinner. Here's our prompt. After creating an account, I just see the loading spinner. Please help me fix. Build. While that's working, I just clicked refresh, and this time it refreshed the page and it worked without a loading spinner. However, we don't expect our users to have to refresh the page each time. So now the agent's going to fix that small little glitch. In the meantime, let's explore the preview it's created. We can see the user's name, a sign out button, their booking link, and 3 tabs for bookings, availability, and meeting types. Let's see if we can change our availability. Notice it's included time zone, which is what we requested. Now let's add our hours. Yep, I like this. And it's done a great job using the aesthetics defined by the design system. Let's say we want a half day on Friday. Okay, we've got our time picker as well. 9 to 5, Monday to Thursday, and Friday's a half day. The agent's finished. It says the problem was a timing issue after the account creation. So now that's fixed. Let's explore meeting types. Okay, here is where we can set up our meeting types. Let's click new. We'll say intro, call, 15 minutes. Give it the description, meet and greet, and now let's save. Just like that, it's been added, it's active, and we can edit or delete it. Now I like to test these features as I build them out. We'll add 2, save. Great, so the edit's working, and it's a good habit for you to get into to test all of these features while you're adding new things. Let's rename this back to intro call, and now let's test out the preview. Great, so when I send my preview link to a user, this is what they'll see, that they can choose a meeting type, such as the intro call. It's got the description, it's got the time allocation, and if they click on that, they now see my calendar showing Wednesday. Let's click on this. The time shows 2:45 until 4:45. Now the user can select a day. Look that we've made this custom calendar and it looks like it functions really well. Saturdays and Sundays are both marked as unavailable, so it seems like it's adhering to our schedule. But let's test this out. We'll click on Monday and our availability starts at 9 a.m., goes all the way down to 4:45, which is perfect. We'll select Friday and again starts at 9 and finishes at 12:45, successfully adhering to our calendar. Let's come back into July. I'm going to select tomorrow and let's book an appointment for 9 a.m. We've just filled out those details. Sam Smith has booked a meeting, confirm booking, and they have the option to add to Google Calendar. Let's test this out. Clicking this has opened up a new tab, and here you can see intro call with William Sayer with the correct time and date, including the description. If they click save, it successfully adds that to my Google Calendar. Incredible that we can add features like this in one single initial prompt. Now let's refresh our preview back in Bolt, and under the bookings tab, we can see Thursday 9 a.m. we have our intro call booked with Sam Smith. Something I want to point out is if we look at this booking link, if we look closely, we can see it says local. Now what happens if we publish our site? First up, we'll run our security scan. This is a great habit to get into before publishing your site. Ask Bolt to fix. The agent's now fixed those issues. It now has no security issues. let's go ahead and publish. With that published, let's test it out on the live site. We can sign in as the same user as we were just testing in the Bolt preview. Now that we're logged in the live site, we can see that our booking link is different. This is what we should test with. So we'll copy this, paste it into a new tab, and here we can see the ability to book an intro call on the live site. Let's test it out. Thursday, 9 a.m. is now longer available, so we'll say 9:30 and confirm booking. Jumping back to the dashboard, now we can see this new intro call has been booked successfully. Let's take this one step further. At the moment, our availability is strictly dependent on the times that we've input here. But what if we have other calendar events on here that this isn't taking into account? Wouldn't it be great if we could somehow check the user's calendar and block out the unavailable times? Because this is a brand new feature, let's clear our context. Here's our prompt. Help me understand how it would be possible to use the user's Google Calendar, maybe via an API, to block off meeting availability based on other events in their calendar. Now notice I'm asking the agent to help me understand. So we'll put it in plan mode and we'll see what the agent's research says. Here's the response. Great question. This is exactly how tools like Calendly do it, and it fits your app well. So step 1, the host connects their Google account once. Google requests the host permission with a Connect Google Calendar button. It then sends the host to a Google sign-in screen to approve the access, and it saves a long-lived key, which is stored securely on the server. We then ask, when is the host busy? Effectively looking up all of their existing meetings. Then these busy times are removed from the bookings page. And then optionally, once connected, new bookings could also be written into the host calendar. We've answered the clarifying questions, we'll take it off plan mode and let's build. The agent's finished working, let's republish. Now here on the live site, we have a new tab called Calendar. First, there's a one-time setup needed before anyone can connect their Google Calendar. It takes about 10 minutes, so let's go through this together. Go to console.cloud.google. Signing in. Now at the top, you can see I'm in a previous Google project, so let's create a new one. We'll call it Calendar Schedule and create. Make sure to select the project. Now we're working in the correct project. Step 2, in the search bar, find Google Calendar API. Here it is, Google Calendar API. Enable. Step 3, open APIs and services, OAuth consent screen, and choose external and fill in the app name and your email. So we'll go to the sidebar, click on APIs and services, OAuth consent screen. Let's get started. Add an app name, choose our email. Next, add our email again, agree, and create. We'll come into audience, and under test users, let's add our testing email address and save. Step 4, open APIs and services, credentials, click create credentials, OAuth client ID, choose web application and use this exact address under authorized redirect URIs. So we'll copy this, APIs and services, credentials, OAuth client IDs. So we'll click create, OAuth client ID, web application, calendar schedule, authorized URIs, which is where we paste what it just told us to copy. Let's also add our authorized JavaScript origin, the HTTP origins that host your web application. So let's copy the URL of the live site and we'll paste that in here. Create. The OAuth client is created, and in step 5, Google shows you a client ID and a client secret. In your dashboard, open the Edge functions and add these as secrets. Let's click Open Secrets. It wants us to add a Google client ID. So let's copy this client ID value, paste that in here, copy the client secret, and again, paste that in and create our secrets. Now let's republish and test by refreshing our live URL, Calendar. And now we have the option to connect Google Calendar. Choose the Google Calendar we wish to create. Notice it's showing us our database URL. To resolve this, you need to verify your business details here within Google Cloud. And once you've done so, it will show a much cleaner URL here. I'll choose the Google account I wish to use and allow it to access this info. Now it's asking that we give it permission to view and edit events on your calendars and also see and download any calendar you access using your Google Calendar. Both of these align with the request we sent off to the Bolt agent. Looks good to me, so let's click allow. And just like that, our Google Calendar is connected successfully. Now let's open our preview link. Here in Google, on Friday, the 14th of August, I'm going to add a meeting from 10 a.m. till midday. I'll say I'm busy. Let's save this test event jump back into our live URL. We're now going to copy this booking link, open it in a new tab, select intro call, and let's look at the availability for the 14th of August. Friday, the 14th of August. And there we go. Between the times of 10 a.m. and midday, we can no longer book another meeting. Fantastic. This now means it's successfully pulling the user's real calendar information. Congratulations. In just a handful of prompts, we've now built our own meeting organization tool. As always, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and all the best building out this tool yourself.